Hello, everybody, and welcome to Book Retorts. I'm Danielle.
I'm Sam.
And this is the podcast where one of us explains a weird piece of media to the other who has no experience with it.
But not today. Or at least not right
today.
Now. We actually have a very special announcement, Danielle. What are we doing?
Yes, our very special announcement is that in the very near future, Sam and I are going to be doing something a little bit different with Book Retorts.
Different? I'm scared.
Yeah, so normally what happens is one of us will pick a piece of media that and doesn't tell the other one what we've picked.
Yes.
So Russian roulette. So far, this has worked out pretty well for us.
Couple of close calls.
But we're always hoping the other person has not actually had any experience with it. So this time what we're doing is we have actually picked two different choices for the other person that we don't have any experience with. So I have picked two different things for Sam that I have not experienced, and he's picked two things for me that he has not experienced.
These things, to be clear, are things that the other person normally wouldn't pick. These two options, things you probably wouldn't do by choice.
Yes, I wouldn't. Yes. Well, I wouldn't have you do by choice.
No, I wouldn't. Like, you wouldn't pick the media I've chosen for you. You wouldn't go out and find these. These are outside your wheelhouse.
Exactly. And so what we're doing is we're giving the other person a choice between these two different items. They pick one of them, and whichever one they don't pick actually goes into the next time that we do this.
The undefeated champion of not being picked.
Exactly. And it matches up against the other option that the person will have picked. So at some point, they will be left with the one that they never wanted to do.
So yeah, if we keep going, we'll keep winnowing down. Is this worse than that? Is this worse than that? Until we find the piece the person wants to do the least.
Exactly. Who's going to start the shindig, Sam?
I feel like I probably should. This was sort of my idea, and I feel bad about that, so...
I think it's a great idea. Let's do this.
All right. So I have two choices for you, Danielle. These two choices are things that I was actually considering doing, but I think they'd be more fun to have you do. So the first option is, no surprise, an animated film from 1986.
Mm-hmm.
It is called The Elm-Chanted Forest.
Yeah, no, I haven't watched that.
I have a summary for you, Danielle, which will clear up nothing.
That's what we want in life. Summaries that don't explain anything.
Well, you know what? You just got to go on your gut here.
So the summary says, what was the name of this film again?
The Elm-Chanted Forest.
ELM?
Yeah.
Elm, like the tree? Okay.
Yep.
A painter who can temporarily talk to the creatures of an enchanted forest must help them stop the evil cactus king.
Yeah.
Why is there a cactus king in an enchanted forest?
Danielle, don't ask questions. Just watch the movie and you'll find out. If you pick this one, you'll know.
Well, you don't know.
I haven't watched this either.
Who's building an army of magical living weapons and machines to turn the forest into a wasteland perfect for the cacti. This forest must be like a desert forest.
Well, no, he's trying to make it into a desert forest, as I take from that.
He's like taking over the actual forest to put in cacti?
I mean, he says he's turning the forest into a wasteland perfect for the cacti.
Is it like okay, you don't know.
I don't know, Danielle.
I'm
This is the
wondering
thing. If you want to have your questions answered, you're going to have to watch this.
I'm wondering if somebody left a cactus plant in a forest and he was unloved and decided to take it out on the forest.
These are all questions that I don't have answers for, Danielle, but you might be able to tell me.
How did the cactus get to the forest? I have so many questions.
Excellent. Well, I also have for you, so that might help sway you. It is the cover art for this particular film.
Okay. We realize this is non-visual media, but I'm going to describe this to
you're going to do your
y'all.
best to tell our lovely listeners what this looks like. And it is a doozy.
The very tiny picture in my screen before I'm opening it looks like the cover of Rockadoodle, but I suspect it's not.
It's not Rockadoodle, Danielle, as much as you
totally
would love it to
like
be Rockadoodle.
Rockadoodle.
I know everything wants to be Rockadoodle for you.
But the same color scheme and like the art's similar.
It could be similar art. I don't know what studio did this.
Oh, you said the Elm-Chanted.
Yeah.
ELM-CHANTED.
Yeah. What do you think I'm saying?
The most magical musical kingdom of all. A Disney Channel favorite. And it has like 12,000 characters piled on top of each other in a little hill. With a giant spiky castle in the back. I'm assuming that's like Cacti Palace.
Yeah, you got it.
And there's there's like hedgehogs and little mushroom people, a blue spiky guy.
Yeah, that's what that is. You got me.
Like zoom in on this. A guy who looks like a red demon with a little crown.
I think that's a cactus.
The cacti
I think so. I mean, that'd be my guess, Danielle.
He doesn't look like a cactus, everybody. He's got like a red head.
I think like the nose would be like a prickly pear cactus, kind of.
Sure. There's like a lizard. This is the weirdest forest I've ever seen. A bear, a fox, a human.
That's a painter.
With a beret.
That's the painter. He's an artist because he has a beret, Danielle.
I instantly forgot there was a painter in this.
It's the first word of the description.
I got sidetracked by the Cactus King. And then there's a crow and a little bird at the very top of this pyramid of things. Oh, and there's like a fire
demon, it looks like.
Oh, why are there demons in this? Oh, this is wild. Oh, and a snail that looks like it's on drugs.
Do you see the witch, Danielle?
There's a witch?
Right next to the Cactus King?
Oh, is that what she is? Sorry. It's very difficult to tell all these characters
Has
apart,
a little witch hat and holding a potion bottle?
Yep, yeah, the witch is. He's correct.
Yeah.
And there's like a beaver or something next to them.
Yes, there is. What about that? What's on the other side of that thing?
A mushroom thing.
No. The other side of the witch. To the right of the witch.
Oh, it's like a blue, large...
Yeah.
Thing. Green
Very
spots.
Good. Well, you've really helped our non-visual medium understand what's going on in this painting.
Sorry. It's really hard to explain, everybody. It looks like a pile of Disney creatures stacked on top of each other with like Baloo the bear on the top and a painter and a hat.
Yeah, that's the most accurate description. Way to go, Danielle. We got there.
Yeah. To sum it up.
All right, so that's your first choice, Danielle.
Okay.
How excited are you for that?
I'm pretty excited, I think. Maybe. Terrible.
So, for your second choice, I have the 1984 film, The Ice Pirates.
The Ice Pirates. That sounds promising.
Oh, it is. Here's your description.
In a distant future scarce of water, space pirates get caught after stealing ice from a spaceship. They are sold to a princess looking for her dad. He might have found a planet abundant with water. Such a terrible summary.
This is basically the reverse water world in space.
Which kind of sounds amazing.
Right?
I do love me some Waterworld.
Who doesn't? So this cover's amazing. I'm going to send it to you now. Before I do, I just want to make sure that you know you're going to have to read the text on this poster from top to bottom, right to left, just so you can, read all the little pieces that are on there. I want that read out loud for all our listeners.
Top to bottom, right to left. Okay.
Yeah, it looks good, right?
This cover is crazy. Okay. At the top of it says, "See a totally spaced adventure!" ! Top to bottom, right to left.
What's right below that? Can you describe what that image is?
Yeah. So there are like 3 people,
yes.
But they're not like actual. They are actual people, but they're like paintings of humans, like realistic. Yeah, like hyper realistic paintings of them. And there is a guy that is standing in the center, just ahead of the other 2, who has like a laser gun or something in his hand.
Maybe.
He's pointing it at the audience. It's got a light that shines. It's like a flashlight gun.
It's a flashlight gun.
And he has like a sleeveless leather vest buckled up around him with a spiky collar.
Yeah.
And he looks like that famous actor from the 80s, too, that I can't remember the name of.
Well, you remember his name?
No.
Robert.
It's in my head.
Robert Urich.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's not who I'm thinking of, but he reminds me of somebody else.
Okay.
And then to the left of him is a sexy nurse, or at least it looks like it. I actually think she has a crown on her head, but she definitely looks like a sexy nurse. She does.
Guess.
Does she not look like a sexy nurse, Sam?
You know what? The second you sound like, yeah, that makes sense.
She does. She has like a white... It is V-neck, which probably wouldn't be the sexy nurse costume, but it's like a sleeveless dress on, and then it did totally look like one of those little nurse hats, but it's a crown.
It's a crown.
And then to his right is a guy with like a saber in his hand.
And what's on his vest? What's the patch on his vest?
He has like a smiley face patch on his leather cotton clothing that looks black and sci-fi-ish. Like all of their outfits are black or white. And then in the, let's see. Sorry, so the top right corner says, "See a universe on the rocks." And there's like an ice tray with floating through space.
Floating
with
or
a little
jetting?
Trail.
Because there's rockets coming out of that ice tray.
Like it's jetting through space with some little ice cubes coming out of it.
Yeah.
I'm assuming a reference to the ice that they steal, but is it like ice cube ice that they steal from the spaceship?
So many questions, Danielle. Answers I don't have.
And then on the left it says, see, great special effects. But effects is spelled AFFECTS, which seems weird to me.
Yeah, that may just be a typo. I don't know.
And then in the middle right, underneath the ice cube tray, is like, I don't even know how to explain
this. It's like
an
insert. Like a circular insert, right?
It is a circular insert, but it has this a face of this, he kind of looks like a guy out of Power Rangers
looks like
or
Darth
something.
Vader, kind of.
He does look Darth Vader-ish.
With a bow tie.
With like this metal face plating on or something with a big white bow tie for some reason. And then on his right shoulder is like a little spiky brown creature with a big old person mouth.
What's it say there?
Beneath says, see, space herpy, the love bug.
Again, not sure that's a typo or not.
I hope he's called Space Herpy. This looks terrible. And then in the, let's see, right to left. Oh, this is very hard.
There's a lot going on, Danielle.
Oh my gosh, so much stuff. On the bottom right, there is a giant two-wheeled, it kind of looks like the thing out of...
Mad Max?
What was the name of that? Mad Max, yeah. I wanted to say Mighty Max, and that was not correct.
I think it looks more like a drag racer with the two little tiny wheels, but that's me.
It does. So it has these big two wheels, and then a bunch of people on it with like a giant shovel in their hands.
Probably a sail.
Sign.
I'm guessing it's a sail.
Oh, it's a sail. You're right. That's probably what that is. But it looks wooden, so that's weird.
I mean, it might not be. Like I said, I don't know, Danielle.
And it has a big skull on the front, and they're running towards like the three heroes, I assume, who are running off, and then underneath it says, see, action-packed action.
This is the best cover ever. I'm really excited about this.
And then there's this little apparently a possum.
Yeah, I just read that text and people understand what you're talking about.
There's this little thing that's sticking up out of the ground. It says, see, ferocious space possums. But possums is spelled without the O, which is unfortunate.
Aww.
And then to the left of that is another little inset of this giant man with his bushy beard and some big 80s glasses and an owl on his shoulder. And he looks to be sitting on a throne of some kind. He has a big blanket over his lap.
Yeah.
And metal space gloves. And he looks evil. And it says, see the evil emperor and his bird. That's very literal.
So there you have it. The Ice Pirates, Danielle.
No, but, and the tagline, which is the most important part, says, right. You have to be there to see it.
So you might have figured out this movie's a bit tongue-in-cheek.
Oh, goodness. These are two very hard choices, Sam.
I know. I really wanted to give you some really good options, Danielle.
Oh, gosh.
I know. So, question. Do you want 1986 animation or do you want 1984 space comedy opera? Like Flash Gordon-esque?
I think both of these are going to be absolutely terrible. No offense to your choices.
Oh, come on.
But I think I'm going to go with Waterworld in space.
You go with the Ice Pirates. I kind of figured you would eschew the animation.
I was so close. I was surprised anything could beat out Cacti King, to be honest.
You were burning up with questions about that. You're going to be going to bed tonight like, how'd the cactus get there? How'd the cactus? I gotta know.
I do. I really didn't think anything would beat that, but I don't know. That cover's pretty amazing, Sam.
I know. I want to make sure I found them with all the hopefully intentionally weird taglines.
Yeah, I think we might have to share that on social.
Oh, 100%.
So that's what I'm going for.
All right. So sometime in the very near future, Danielle, I look forward to hearing about The Ice Pirates, a movie I think I learned about at a friend's party when they had it on, but I may have fallen asleep before actually watching it. So, you know.
Well, bummer for you, but great for us.
I know, right? I figured it'd be a perfect thing for you. All right. What did you got for me?
Okay. So for you, I have chosen they're very short books, Sam. I'm not making you read like a long, hard book.
Thank you, Danielle. I am very bad at reading.
No, it's not that you're bad at reading. I just didn't want you to have to devote like years of your life to try and get through a book. So these are very quick reads because I've read several by this author. But I am having you choose between two Christopher Pike books, Sam.
Of course.
I know. I almost went with Sweet Valley High, which I might, do next time.
Well, we'll see how that stacks up against Christopher Pike.
But you just had such an interest in our last Christopher Pike story.
It was fascinating.
I thought one of these might appeal to you.
All right, let's get it. I want to hear what these are.
Okay. So the first one is called See You Later.
Okay.
And the summary does not tell you anything. I'm sorry.
Well, great. Perfect. No spoilers.
But here you go.
It says, Mark has just fallen in love for the first time. Aww. Her name is Becky, and unfortunately for Mark, she already has a boyfriend. Mark, you dog, leave her alone. Mark tries his best, but he's unable to win Becky for himself until he meets Vincent and Kara, and strange things start to happen. At first, I thought it was just going to be Sweet Valley High, written by Christopher Pike. Then it got weird.
I'm going to get you the cover of this, though, because his covers are always fabulous.
Oh, I can't wait. I really enjoyed the one for, what was the name of that book?
Great question, Sam. Robot VCR.
The name of the book was not Robot VCR, Danielle.
The Eternal Enemy.
the Eternal Enemy, right, that was it. Good job.
Thanks.
Should be Robot VCR. Okay. So what... Wow, this looks just like the cover for The Eternal Enemy. I gotta be honest. There is a weird figure in the background with a giant green portal that looks kind of like an anatomical feature I will not name. And they seem to be coming out of it in the sky. And then, of course, there's Christopher Pike's name emblazoned in giant hot pink letters, so you know who wrote it, in case you forgot.
Yeah, he's one of those authors where the title of his name is bigger than the title of the book.
Yeah, which I always not sure if that says more about the author or like their confidence in the book. Anyway, in the foreground are two kids, teenagers, I suppose, a man and a woman. They're on a telescope. The guy's just looking down the telescope going like, okay. And the girl's like, oh, what's that weird green glowing dude up in the sky?
Did you read the tagline?
I'll get there. And the tagline is, so it says, see you later, a story of love and hate beyond time, by the author of The Last Vampire and Creatures of Forever.
It's a winner.
So it's, oh gosh. You know me and my love of love triangles, and making it supernatural is only going to make it better.
That's something about time.
Something about time. Who knows? I don't know.
I don't know either. I haven't read it.
Great. All right. So what's the other Christopher Pike book in contention?
The other Christopher Pike is unfortunately called Bury Me Deep.
That's unfortunate, huh? Bury Me Deep.
Yeah.
Why is that so unfortunate, Danielle?
I don't know, Sam. Why is it?
You're the one who said it. I thought it's a perfectly fine title.
Okay. This is a much longer summary, and somehow it tells you everything and nothing at the same time.
That is a much longer summary, Danielle.
I'm sorry. It's like everywhere. It's the summary.
All right. Well, buckle up, everyone. Here we go. The dead boy would not go away. All caps. Jean is on her way to Hawaii for a weekend of fun in the sun, but the vacation gets off to a gruesome start. The boy sitting beside her on the plane suddenly chokes and dies. That is a little damper on your vacation, Jean. How do you think the boy feels, or his family?
Nope, it ruins her vacation.
Jean tries to push the incident out of her mind when she arrives on the island, but that's impossible. Part of the reason is because Mike keeps coming back to her in her dreams. Was his name Mike? Did it say his name was Mike? It didn't say his name was Mike.
It didn't. Okay. I don't know where it came from.
Okay, apparently Mike was the dead boy. We'll clear that up. So Mike keeps coming back to her in her dreams. Horrible dreams filled with cold blood. Wait, what?
I don't know.
Does this mean like they're cold-blooded murder? Or is it like, wow, this blood is really cold. It's like chilled or something. I don't know. I'm really curious now.
Yeah, I don't know if it means literally cold blood or just the phrase cold blood.
It doesn't make any sense. Two of Jean's friends are waiting for her in Hawaii, Mandy and Michelle. They have already made friends with two young men who teach scuba diving at the hotel, Dave and Johnny. All right. Jean and Johnny quickly become friends, but there are problems in paradise. Dave and Johnny have recently lost a partner in the ocean. Okay, a lot of death in this one. No one knows how he died. Oh, wait, partner is a different... What? That made me have to reevaluate the term partner in that one. I'm very confused with these relationships, Danielle. I don't know what's going on.
I can't help you.
No one can find his body, but then Jean finds Mike's body. It isn't where it's supposed to be, and it seems as if it's still got some life in it. Wow. Let's see the cover for this one, Danielle.
Yeah, it's something.
If it's another floating figure in the background, I'll be very upset.
He's got a style, certain sort of art.
Wow. Okay, so this one looks like a Lisa Frank design cover with bright pink and bright green, lime green text. And there's a bright pink sky and looks like an oak tree, so not Hawaii. And there's...
Maybe he didn't bury Mike in Hawaii.
Well, maybe I thought they were on a plane. He died on a plane to Hawaii. I mean, why?
I don't know, Sam. Maybe his body got sent back.
But then why is she at the grave? Because there's a woman at the grave, presumably Jean. And she's putting flowers on the grave that says Mike. It's a fresh grave, and there's a skeletal hand jutting out of the grave in the foreground. Spooky.
I like that because of the angle of it. The hand looks like it's like 8 feet long.
Yeah, it does look huge. Forced perspective. And it says, bury me deep. They buried Mike, but not deep enough. So they didn't really follow the instructions of the title, is what I'm saying. And it says, author of The Last Vampire and Remember Me Too, The Return of Remembering. I added the last part, but it's definitely The Return.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Wow, Danielle, those are both winners. But I gotta say, my instinct is I have to go with Bury Me Deep, based primarily on my just complete and utter confusion about the relationship between all the characters and who they all like. Who is this mysterious missing partner? How is he a partner? Who are all these Johnny and whoever? I just gotta learn more about these characters.
Okay, well, there you go, everybody. Sam's picked his first Christopher Pike novel that may or may not be a good one.
Well, it's gonna be good for us, Danielle, either way.
They're always really good or questionable.
All right. So for our first round of the Great Switcheroo, Danielle, you have chosen The Ice Pirates, and I have chosen Bury Me Deep. Look for those coming to your podcast feed sometime in the future when we get around to it.
Your podcast near you.
Well, this podcast, Danielle. Hopefully, if it's
podcast feed near you.
Hopefully, this is near you for listening. Otherwise, I don't know how you got these, but please subscribe.
Oh, goodness.
All right. I'm sorry if the media piece Danielle and I are covering is not the one you want us to pick out of the pairs we were given, but don't worry, they will come back in the future Great Switcheroo episodes, so do stay tuned. And in the meantime, you can enjoy our regularly scheduled media explanations.
Our media explanation. Book retorts, media explanations.
That's what we do, Danielle. That's like literally our premise.
Explanatory media.
I don't want to tell you, Danielle. Y'all here come up with any great outros.
You're right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't question your outro ability.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying it's the best we got.
I'm not going to do better. It's true.
As always, you can contact us with any sort of thoughts or feedback at bookretorts.com.
Or you can tweet at us, Instagram, or Facebook us at bookretorts.
And if you want more of our shenanigans, we do have bonus content up to our Patreon subscribers at patreon.com/bookretorts. So until then, thank you for listening, and welcome to the Great Switcheroo!
Let's get ready to rumble!
All right, bye.
Take care, everybody.